With Yamal officially taking the number 10 shirt, the comparisons have started again. First, with the one who once took that number to the top of the world at Barcelona, Ansu Fati. Okay, with the one who didn't get injured all the time, Lionel Andres Messi. Yes, that Messi. The same one that TikTok conspiracy theories used to do mental gymnastics, twisting names and dates to prove that Lamine Yamal is his true successor. But to be fair, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist or a die-hard Barca fan to see how good Yamal is at such a young age. He's already in the conversation for the Ballon d'Or. That's how impressive he's been. Still, is Yamal really the next Messi? Or is he just another case of a wonderkid hype up to be the GOAT, only to disappear until nobody even knows if he's still playing? Lamine was born in Esplugas de Llobregat, part of the Barcelona metropolitan area, in 2007. That same year, Messi was going to baptize Yamal. Well, not literally, but the kid was chosen to appear in a UNICEF charity calendar with Messi. For the sake of the legend, let's just call it a symbolic baptism. He grew up in a tough environment and started playing football in the streets. His talent stood out so much that he was allowed to play for free at the local club La Torreta when he was just 5. By the time he was 7, Barca already had their eye on him and signed him straight away. He moved to Mataró, grew up in Rocafonda, and every time he scores, he flashes the numbers 304 with his hand. That's the postal code of the neighborhood where he was born as a player. And no, it's not a secret number Messi used or anything like that. Not everything has to be about Messi, man. Except, maybe it does. I mean, if you drop a 0, because obviously 0 is worth nothing according to science, you get 34, which just happens to be Messi's age when he left Barcelona. And yes, I just made that up as I was writing, but somehow it just fits perfectly into the whole conspiracy. By the time he was 13, he was already showing skills way beyond his age. And at Barca, they started realizing this wasn't normal. That's why in 2023, at just 15 years old, Xavi gave him his debut in La Liga. Not even Messi managed to do it that young. That's right, while I was still in school making a couple bucks selling my Cristiano Ronaldo drawings to classmates, Yamal had already signed his first contract worth 1.67 million euros a year. The national team called him up for the U17 Euro, where he scored 4 goals and gave 2 assists. Then came a call from Morocco, but Spain moved faster. On September 8, 2023, he made his debut with the senior team and scored. He was 16 years and 57 days old. He returned to Barcelona and finished his first professional season with 7 goals and 7 assists. And at just 16 years old, he went to play in the Euros, not just as a squad player. He was a guaranteed starter. Against France, Rabiot said he still had to prove himself. Lamine heard that and answered with a screamer from outside the box. He became the youngest goal scorer in the whole history of the tournament. And as if that wasn't enough, just hours earlier, he had graduated from high school. In the final, he assisted Nico Williams and came close to scoring twice. Spain won, and Lamine not only lifted the trophy, but was named the tournament's best young player. That same season, at 17, he finished 8th in the Ballon d'Or rankings. With Hansi Flick, he would go on to win it all. Well, almost all. The Champions League slipped away in one of the best semifinals in recent memory. Just like Morata did to him in the Nations League, this time it was Araujo who knocked the young record breaker out of the competition. Still, he ended the season with 18 goals and 22 assists, playing a key role in Flick's team. That's why, after making the Ballon d'Or list last year, now there's a serious debate about whether he could actually win it, even without the Nations League title and without reaching the Champions League final. If he does win, he would become the youngest Ballon d'Or winner in history at just 18 years old, smashing the record held by Ronaldo Nazario, who won it at 21. So yeah, we get it. While most 16 years olds are scrolling through slime videos on TikTok and anxiously waiting for GTA 6, Lamine had already done what 90% of footballers never do in their entire careers. But is that enough to call him the next Messi? What does Yamal have that all the other Messis didn't? One of the most famous cases of a new Messi was Bojan Krikic. He came up through Barca's academy and broke into the first team at just 17, right when Messi was hitting his peak. That's when the comparisons from the media began. Like Messi, he made his debut before turning 18 and didn't just show up, he made an impact. In his first La Liga season, 2007-2008, he scored 10 goals in 31 matches. Only Raúl had done something similar at that age. Unfortunately, that debut season ended up being the best of his entire career. A real case of the kid who peaked in high school. After 2 seasons at Barcelona, without fully establishing himself, he moved on to clubs like Roma, Milan, Ajax, Stoke City in England, and finally Vissel Kobe in Japan. In Yamal's favor, even though Bojan scored more goals early on his fewer games, Yamal has been more of a playmaker and has already been key for his national team, helping Spain win a Euro. Other so-called Messi successors include Munir El Haddadi. He made his first team debut at 18 and even scoring his first match for Barca, but he only stayed 2 more seasons and scored just 9 more goals. Then there was Halilovic, a Croatian midfielder who played only 1 match for the Barcelona senior team without making much of a mark. The press hyped him up because he was young, technically gifted, and short, basically ticking the usual next Messi boxes. But as you probably guessed, he didn't turn out to be Messi either. We could keep going with this video for another hour, but by now you get the idea. If you were technically gifted, played for Barcelona, and you were also short, the press was already lining up to call you the new Messi. Alright, so what about Lamine? At least he's not short, right? Compared to Messi, how do his stats look? At 17 years old, playing for Barca, Messi had played 9 matches and scored only 1 goal. The Spanish wonderkid, on the other hand, have the insane record of 106 matches played, with 25 goals and 34 assists. If we compare their first 100 matches wearing the Barca shirt, Messi scored 41 goals and gave 14 assists. Meanwhile, the new global star has 22 goals and 33 assists. In other words, after 100 appearances for the club, Yamal has the same number of total goal contributions as Messi. Some sources say Messi had 15 assists instead of 14, but hey, I'm gonna tweak the script a bit to keep the aura of the comparison alive. Putting the numbers aside for a moment, are they similar in playing style? Sort of. Like early Leo, Lamine starts as a right winger in a very attacking 4-3-3. Messi was more explosive, using short, rapid steps held by his lower center of gravity. The Spanish player has a longer stride, but doesn't lose elegance in his movement. As the stats show, Messi was more of a goal scorer, while Yamal leans more toward playmaking and assists. In my opinion, they are somewhat different players, and even if Lamine ends up with better numbers or more trophies than Messi, that won't necessarily mean he's reached the same footballing level. Yeah, I know that might sound controversial or even counterintuitive, but I honestly believe that success in football isn't only about individual talent. Messi spent years without winning a World Cup or a Copa America, but that didn't mean he wasn't a genius. It just meant that other factors like teammates or coaches not being the right fit also played a role. On Yamal's side, I think both at Barcelona and with the Spain national team, the environment is set up for big things to happen, but the real challenge might be maintaining an exceptional level for 19 straight seasons. That's probably the most impressive thing Yamal would need to pull off. And yes, he still has many years ahead of him, but again, even if the talent is clearly there, external factors can slow things down. Just look at what happened to Ronaldo Nazario with his injuries. Or imagine him ending up on a team or under a coaching staff that's a total mess. Not even the best player in the world can survive that. Just ask the GOAT, Anthony. Personally, I'd love to see another player bring back the kind of magic Messi showed on the pitch. Sometimes today's ultra-tactical, robotic football makes it hard for those kinds of players to shine. But if Yamal can carry on the legacy of players like Messi, I think that would be something every football fan could celebrate.